Hey folks, it's Ben with the Sawtooth Avalanche Center. You and I are standing here in the crown of a pretty large avalanche that failed almost 10 days ago, right at the tail end of that storm, the last storm that we had, the last time we had snowfall in the area. We're in the Owl Creek drainage in the Smoky Mountains, so just a little south of Galena Lodge area, a little ways north of Baker Creek on the west side of the highway. We're at 8,600 feet on a north-facing slope. You can see there's about 4 feet of snow on the ground here, 3 of which are this meaty slab, and there's about a foot of combination of these really weak facets, large depth hoar, kind of chains of depth hoar and cup depth hoar, in addition to these icy melt freeze crusts that are down there. Now I came here because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why the danger has not dropped in this zone. If you're reading the forecast closely, you know that we're at low danger in the Soldier and Wood River Valley zone, in the Sawtooth and Western Smoky zone, and up in our Banner Summit zone, but we're still at moderate danger here. The reason for that is that we're kind of sitting at the middle ground, the sweet spot of slab thickness and weak layer development here. If we go into the north in the Sawtooth and the Banner Summit, we've got 5, 6, 7, even 8 feet of snow forming this slab that's sitting on top of that weak layer. That's given us some nice gentle temperature gradients in the snowpack. It's mechanically, the weight of that is compacting this weak layer and it's forcing it to heal. But here, where the slab's only about 3 feet thick, a little thicker in some places, a little thinner in others, we're just not getting a lot of healing going on here in this weak snow. You can hear those icy crusts, but you can also see there are some intervals that are quite loose and quite weak. They kind of crumble out of the pit wall there. So in this area, the slab's not thick enough to armor that weak layer. It's not thick enough to be smushing down that weak layer, and it's thin enough that triggering it as a human is still possible. Possible is different than likely, and that makes this problem hard to deal with. It means that when you're going out and about in the mountains, there's a lot of slopes that you can look at, or that I'm looking at and saying, wow, that looks like some great riding, but I'm not going to touch it. That's a personal choice. Choice is up to you, how you want to travel in the mountains and where you want to go. But just because you're not seeing really obvious signs of instability, like an avalanche that happened yesterday, or cracking and collapsing in the snowpack, that sort of thing, it doesn't mean that the snow has gone away. It's just sitting there in a period of dormancy, effectively.